Friday, everyone, and welcome back to Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, coming at you live from Camrose in central Alberta. And man, did I have a great week. I have seen some recoveries. I've seen people get their health back. I see people climbing out of the weeds when they were in so much pain they could hardly move, think, or speak. It was so bad it was driving them crazy, and I'll get into that in a little bit. The call-in line is 1-844-374-5433. Once again, 1-844-374-5433. We got all kinds of great, well, I don't know if I can call all of them great, but all kinds of topics we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about scientists questioning the link between fat and heart disease. Good job, guys. You're behind the curve. We're going to talk about families fighting to get their kids back from a medical system gone wild. We're going to talk about the strength of an Ojibwe girl, a native Ojibwe girl in Ontario, fighting the medical system, fighting for her rights as a human being, her and her parents, and the struggle of that reserve to protect their children. We've already got calls coming in. We got Walter in Connecticut, Anthony in Alabama, Charlene is on deck. Stick around because I want to talk to you about your health concerns or whatever the case might be. And that goes to any longevity distributors out there as well. If you've got a success story, I mean, I have met so many people that have overcome a bad kidney or asthma or allergies or high blood pressure or mental illness or drug addiction using medical nutrition. And if you're out there and you'd like to share your story, I tell you what, this show is getting more popular all the time. Dr. Glidden's been hosting webinars. He had a live one last night. We had a meeting at Fiona's Coffee Shop in downtown Camrose. And I'm telling you, the place was absolutely packed tight. We were looking for chairs. There are so many people finding out about this. And while they're there, they get to hear all these great stories. We had this kindly and beautiful grandmother there talking about she had her little 5-year-old granddaughter at her house. She was looking after her. And this little girl, 5 years old, she was walking around the house on her tiptoes. Which, she's a kid and they do weird stuff all the time. But on a whim, Grandma gave her some plant-derived minerals in a glass of orange juice, okay? Well, after a little while, it was time to go home, and she noticed that this little 5-year-old girl was walking flat on her feet. She asked her, "How come you're walking different now?" She said, "Because my feet don't hurt anymore since I had my orange juice, Grandma." Isn't that a great story? I see this kind of stuff all the time. You can do it yourself at home. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to BS you. If I don't know the answer to something, I'm going to tell you I don't know. But I tell you what, I've been following the work of Dr. Joel Wallach and Dr. Peter Glidden for about 3 years now. And in that time, I've learned a lot. I'm a longevity distributor, and I care about the health and welfare of my countrymen. And my countrymen in the United States, not just Canada. We're going to go to a story from CBC News. First Nations girl chooses traditional medicine over chemotherapy. Now, if you've been listening to this show for a while, Dr. Glidden points out almost on a daily basis how useless and frankly dangerous chemotherapy is. All right? If you get his book, Everyone's Sick and I Know Why, he's got a list of questions to ask your doctor if he decides to put you on chemotherapy, and guaranteed you'll make their head explode. Michaela Salt is only 10 years old but already has to make a life and death decision. She and her parents, Ken and Sonia Salt, have decided to forego chemotherapy and instead use traditional medicine to fight leukemia. I'm writing this letter to tell you that this chemo is killing my body and I can't take it anymore, she wrote to her doctors at the McMaster Children's Hospital in Hamilton. Now, if you hang on, I'm going to play you a clip of this 10-year-old girl reading this letter to her doctors. Michaela was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia in January. Her doctors told her family that she would have a 75% chance of survival if she continued treatment. If not, they warned that her situation could become dire. They basically said she would have 100% relapse and would die if we discontinued chemotherapy, and that going the route of traditional medicine has 0% success rate, said Sonia Salt. Oh, really? 0%, hey? That's BS. It's a lie. Children's Aid Society investigating. Here's where it gets good. The hospital has referred Michaela's case to the Children's Aid Society, sparking fears that she may be apprehended and forced back into treatment. So guys with guns are going to come to the house and take this child away from their parents, and they're going to take her and strap her into bed and force her on poisonous radiation therapy. We just felt so scared that they could actually come in and remove our children from a home where we're loving them and caring for them. And we want what's best for them, said Sonia Salt. The Salts are from the New Credit First Nations near Caledonia, Ontario. Their chief and council are supporting the family's decision. Now listen to what this chief has to say. We're not going to allow any other agency to come in and apprehend our children. We went through that in the 40s and 50s, and we're not going to allow that again, said Chief Brian LaForme. Now, if you remember, a few weeks back, I had Reverend Kevin Annett on this show. Reverend Annett had witnesses and sworn affidavits that there was 53 mass graves of Native children all scattered across Canada. 50,000 of them never went home. They were promised better health. They were promised education. They were taken away from their parents. And these guys are not going to repeat that chapter in history. Chief goes on to say, if someone does try to take Michaela away, we are assured 100% that people will be there to stop apprehension, said Sonia Salt. People know the consequences and they're willing to stand in and protect her at all costs. If that's what it comes down to, they need it to be physical. We're going to do what it takes to make sure our daughter's protected. The Children's Aid Society says it has a good working relationship with the New Credit First Nation and hopes to find a compromise. Sounds like they got a real good relationship with them, hey? And they hope to find a compromise. We'll just give her a little bit of radiation. How about half the chemo? Hey, that's a compromise. They hope to find a compromise. However, if a child is deemed to be in imminent danger, the society can act to remove a child. Obviously, we try to bring kids into care with the knowledge and consent of the chief and council. But there are situations when we're allowed to do what we need to do to save a child's life, says Andrew Koster, Executive Director of the Children's Aid Society of Brant. Do you wonder why the natives don't trust their government? I mean, really. In the United States and Canada, both governments enacted genocidal policies towards the native people. And now they want to come in and say, hey, we're here to help. So this is interesting. During the 11 weeks of chemotherapy, Michaela experienced severe side effects that landed her in the intensive care unit. It's a mother's worst nightmare. I remember I would just watch her and listen to her pray. Oh God, come and get me. Come and take me from here, she said. It's not the leukemia, but it's the chemo that's going to kill me, she told her mom. After Michaela said she had a spiritual encounter in her hospital room, she begged her parents not to make her return. I know that what I have can kill me, but Jesus came into my room and told me not to be afraid, so if I live or die, I'm not afraid. The Salts won't elaborate on the exact medicine Michaela is using, but they feel it's already working. There are people in our community who have been on traditional medicines and are well today and thriving. We know that our traditional medicines work. We know that our daughter is going to be okay, said Sonia Salt. Now, I want to play you a recording of this little girl reading her letter to the doctors at Hamilton Hospital. Let's roll that clip. All right, well, the clip is just getting ready. But here's the deal. The medical system and the government go hand in hand and decide that you do not own your children. They're not yours. We know what's best, and we're going to come in and take them away. And in fact, the chemotherapy was killing this little girl. And she knew it. She didn't have a problem with facing the facts. And now, as you'll hear on the clip, she's feeling better. We're going to get to that clip after the break. We're going to go over to Walter in Connecticut. Walter?
Yes.
I'm having a...
Am I on?
Welcome back. We're live on Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. And we lost Walter, but we're going to go straight over to Anthony in Alabama. He wants to talk about his eyes. Anthony, are you there and can you hear me?
Hey, sir, what's going on today?
Well, I'm doing a radio show. What are you up to?
Man, ready to get out of Alabama and get back to Atlanta, Georgia.
You know what? I'm up in central Alberta, so I'm guessing you've got a lot nicer weather than I do right now, so I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what's going on, Anthony?
I got a Indian man that I work with, 64 years old, 5'7", 120 pounds, and he wants to put some weight back on, and he wears glasses, but he says when he takes them off, he can see clear. When he puts them on, he can't see clear for some. I guess it's his glasses. I'm not sure. Then
let me get this straight. He can see when he takes them off.
Yeah.
This is the easiest diagnosis in the history of medicine.
All right. I think he's got it the other way around, but...
Okay. You know, it's funny because I was standing in line at a coffee shop the other day, and there was a woman. She was straining to look at the prices of and the list of products that they had available. And she just offhand, I didn't even know her, but she says, the more I spend on these glasses, the harder it is to see. And me being who I am, I was like, ma'am, pardon me, excuse me, did you just say that the more you spend on glasses, the worse your vision gets? And she said, yeah. And so, you know, this is ridiculous. And she said that she has macular degeneration, and she just figured that that's how it's always got to be, and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, I'm telling you right now, there's a lot you can do about macular degeneration. There's a lot you can do about glaucoma. And if your friend is listening specifically to promote and support the healthy structure and function of the eye, we are going to look at the mineral selenium.
Right.
Okay? Ultimate selenium. You see this guy's 120 pounds?
Yeah, he said around there.
Okay, so 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium a month with 1 Healthy Start pack. And if you can do it, get him the Liquid Osteo with that and the new Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Also, it would be a real good idea to double up on the EFAs. So if he can get 2 bottles of EFAs, that would go a long way toward his eye health. Now, it's probably a case where, well, I don't even know what to say because his sight's... can he see better with the glasses on or not? Did he just get his words mixed up?
Well, I asked him again. He said with his glasses off, he could see better.
Okay. Well, okay. The name of the show just changed to Fire Your Optometrist.
Yes, right. There you go.
Okay, so, yeah, get this guy on 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium per month.
Okay.
And 1 Healthy Start pack. And like I say, if he can double up on the amino and fatty acids and the EFA Plus and the 90-count bottle, that'll go a long way as well. So, Anthony, you're a longevity distributor in Alabama, are you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. Let me add 2 more things that I didn't add.
Okay, yeah. Lay it on me.
He said his knees are weak. He wants to be a little stronger in his knees, and he's got gray hair. And I told him that's the copper deficiency.
Okay, well, you're absolutely right. The copper in the Ultimate Selenium is going to help with the gray hair situation. Gray hair is a symptom of a copper deficiency, but you cannot just take copper. Selenium and copper activate and play off of one another to work properly in your body. Not only that, but have you told him about the 10 bad food list?
I've mentioned it to him over the months. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can. Yeah.
That's good because we need
the oil. Now the oil. He does cook with oil. Him and his wife. Them being from India. And I told him about the oil. Yeah, I stayed on him about the oil. I said no oil is good. Go ahead.
No oil is good at all. It as soon as any kind of oil in the bottle touches oxygen, it starts to oxidize and it causes free radical damage in the body. And most eye issues are frequently attributed to free radical damage. So, but the good news is he can most likely climb out of it. I've seen it before and I will see it again. And hopefully you'll see it with your friend there. I hear the music. We're going to come back to you on the other side, Anthony. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, Charlene, Carrie in Oklahoma, and Mandy in Kansas. Hang on. We'll get to you after this. Welcome back. We're live on Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip coming at you live from central Alberta in the town of Camrose. We're going to be back over to Anthony in Alabama. Anthony, is still there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay, so as far as the knees go, the OsteoFX should give him a significant boost there. Okay? Just get him on that Healthy Start Pack and the 2 bottles of selenium, extra EFAs if you can. Now, have him watch his diet and see how he feels. Okay, I'm guessing that just that Healthy Start Pack will make a big difference. If it doesn't, call back into the show and let's dial in that other issue. All right?
Okay.
All right, so Anthony, how long have you been with Youngevity?
Hold on 1 second. Since, let me see, last year. I got in it last year and really didn't do anything. And then I said, this year, we got to make a difference. We got to make a change. So I've been talking and handing out information. Met Dr. Wallach last December in Atlanta at our preppers convention. And I can't see myself doing. I can see myself doing other things, but as far as health-wise, this is it. I said, now there's no excuse. After I started listening to Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden, I said, there's no excuse. Why we can't stay
there
healthy,
aren't.
Get healthy. Yeah.
What has it done for you?
Energy. I had a bone that was sticking out on my right knee, and that's went down since I've been taking the products. And what else? Curbed my appetite when I started taking the Beyond Tangerine for the first time. It curbed my appetite, and I remember Alex Jones saying that when you take this, you're going to look at food like you don't need to eat it, and that's exactly what happened after I started taking it. And I never had that happen before, and I used to always go into the GNC or Walmart to pick up something. And I got so frustrated because there were so many things on the shelf, and you didn't know what was good for you. So I, always leave not getting anything. But when I found Dr. Wallach, that was it. There was no excuse anymore. And I said, I'll do this for the rest of my life, and I don't care who knows it. Here in Alabama, they're not quick to want help with their health, and because I have that issue with my family, and it's been kind of rough trying to introduce this to people here in Alabama.
You know what, Anthony? Yeah, that's not just Alabama, Anthony.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Absolutely.
Yeah, people are really hard to change their mind or look outside the box, but I'm telling you, you don't know what you don't know. And once you get on board with things, follow the 10 bad food list. Get the mighty 90 for life. That's 90 essential vitamins, minerals, and amino and fatty acids. It's a major game changer. And as I go along further, I meet people all the time, who have gotten over health issues that their doctor told them, go home, you're going to die. So you keep trucking away, Anthony, and hopefully your friend is able to listen to you. We're going to let you go. Thank you very much for the call. We're going to go over to Charlene. She says she has a schedule question. What's going on, Charlene?
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm taking the selenium between meals. So if I have lunch at 12 o'clock and wait until then I finish lunch, then an hour later have my selenium. Then an hour later I can have something else after the selenium, right? Got it or no?
Well, yeah. It really doesn't matter. Okay, if you eat it if you take your selenium with food or with not, you've got to work out what's best and what you're getting the most results with. Okay, There's a few different things like if you have rice or spinach or anything with a phytate, nuts, you got to wait 2 hours before or after to take your supplements because those phytates will bind on a vitamin and mineral and suck it right out of you. But other than that, are you absorbing like you're not getting any diarrhea or anything like that?
A lot of gas yesterday.
You're gassy?
Stuff. It was still in it sort of burns a little. Yesterday I had a problem.
Okay. Now, so just watch when you take your vitamins and mess around with it. Treat yourself like a little mini laboratory and figure out what works best for you. Okay, Charlene? And keep in touch with the show and let us know how you're doing.
What about coffee? One more question. What about coffee with cream?
Yeah, avoid taking your supplements after you've had coffee for a while. Okay. Coffee will pull a vitamin or mineral right out of you. It's diuretic, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, avoid taking them. I get up and I have about 2 or 3 cups of coffee in the morning. I just wait to take my capsules for a couple hours after that.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Charlie, you take care. Have a great day. We're going to jump over to Francis in Virginia. Francis, are you there?
Yeah.
How's it going, bro?
I'm George. I'm George Branch.
Okay.
And, I got my blood sugar is keep fluctuating up and down, and I mean I've had trouble with my blood sugar, and I need to know something, sir.
You got a blood sugar issue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you know what? That's real easy. How much do you weigh, Francis?
I'm George.
George. Oh, okay, I've got Francis on my board. Sorry about that. How much do you weigh, George?
We're about 250.
250? All right, You're going to need 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. That's 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. And I would throw in with that an extra 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. Who told you about this show, George?
Mr. Ball.
Okay, so you get back to them and let them know that you're going to need 2 healthy blood sugar packs. And all of a healthy blood sugar pack is a healthy start pack with a product called Sweeties thrown in. And what that's got is chromium and vanadium. And if you go back to 1957, Dr. Walter Mertz proved that you could reverse type 2 diabetes in mice with chromium and vanadium. Okay? So Dr. Wallach has taken that, and that chromium and vanadium is packed in cinnamon, which is also shown to improve blood sugar levels. Okay, so get those products, get back in touch with whoever put you in touch with the show. And I can't wait to see you get your blood sugar levels normalized, George. You got type 1 or type 2?
Type 2.
Type 2? Perfect.
Yeah.
You know what? You can easily overcome that, my friend.
I know my wife wants. She got something she wants to ask you to.
Yes. I have thyroid problems, and I've been gaining a lot of weight and stuff, and I'll be real tired and don't have any energy.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so how much do you weigh, ma'am?
260.
Okay, you're going to need at least 2 healthy start packs. All right? And I would add to that 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. So get back to whoever put you in touch with the show and let them know what my recommendation was. Remember, this is just my opinion because I can't legally say that we can cure anything. But I have great confidence that you'll be able to get your health back if you do this. All right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, you folks have a great day. I'm going to let you go. We're going to jump over to Carrie in Oklahoma. She wants to talk about thyroid. How you doing, Carrie?
Hi. Actually, I would have thought thyroid too. I didn't even know I had something called parathyroids. It was my daughter who actually diagnosed me. Supposedly, I have had a condition called familial hyperpara. What's real simple, it just means that your parathyroid glands go haywire. It's supposed to be a genetic. I had 2 very, very large tumors on 2 parathyroid glands. They regulate the calcium and the PTH, and they cause the other glands to get hijacked. They pull calcium out of your system and out of your bones and so on, and then throw it into your system.
It's okay. Number one, it's not genetic. Okay, disease is not genetic. You are not endowed by God with a gene that is going to break you down.
Now, this is what they told me. My daughter also suffers from a variation thereof, and what they did was they took out the 2 lower glands that had very big tumors because they're kind of ferocious and they grow back if you don't take the glands out. Since then. I'm on a lot. My husband's a distributor, so I just started on your materials about, the selenium and the various and sundry about 3 months ago, but I think I need to maybe double everything.
Okay, what are you taking and how much do you weigh?
I weigh 160 prox, and I'm 60-something. I'm taking the, 90 for life, the selenium and the BFA and the, what's the stuff for the limbs? Osteo. The things I'm having the biggest problem with is I didn't feel it as much until they took these glands out. Now, I have had a lot of, like calcium, shall we say, stones come out. It usually hits your kidneys and stuff. But I've been having a lot of calcium come out, and I've been doing various, alternative remedies to try to clear that. It's kind of made my gallbladder unhappy. But my hips are killing me. And I'm having so much stiffness and pain in my hips that I'm having trouble walking, which never happened before the surgery. And now that those 2 glands are gone, my hips don't want to cooperate. They tell me that your body has to bring the calcium back into your system because many, many years of this causes it to pull the calcium out of your bone structure and causes holes in your bones. So they say it's got to repatriate the calcium, so to speak. And so I'm just kind of waiting and walking around limping a lot and feeling, really kind of PO'd that I'm, now just, more active. I used to be very active. And
well,
wrong for years, but I didn't know what it was.
Well, you can't undo surgery, right? If they're gone, they're gone.
They had to take I have 2 supposedly good glands.
Okay.
To pick up, and they have made my levels okay, calcium and so on, but you can't. They've proved it. They've taken the tumors off these things, and they're fierce. They just grow back in 6 months. So they had to take the glands out. I had giant, what they consider giant tumors on the 2 lower glands.
Well, for the tumors, if I was you, I would up my ORAC value, and there's several ways you can do that.
So whose value?
Your ORAC value. ORAC is an acronym that stands for oxygen radical absorption capacity, okay?
Oh, okay.
And different foods have an ORAC score. Okay, so the selenium is really good for that because it'll help your body to recycle glutathione, which fights cancerous cells and thus tumors. But if you want to up your ORAC value, and I'm going to give you a few different ways you can do that. The healthy chocolate is one of the best ways. The chocolate, the triple treat chocolate actually has an ORAC score of, I believe it's about 20,000 points per serving. Okay, then there's the Cell Shield RTQ. RTQ stands for resveratrol, turmeric, and quercetin. Okay, resveratrol is a chemical. Okay, you know what that is. Okay,
I know
so
what
one
all of them are.
serving of that is 15,000 ORAC. And if I was you, if it were me, I would go with the Z Radical as much as you can afford. The fucoidan in that, fucoidan's a sea vegetable, and it's been shown to hold back tumors and cancerous cells. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We're going to come back to you after this commercial break, Carrie. Hang on, we'll be back after this. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Sometimes you just want to fly away. But you can't because there's too much to do here. We're going to go back over to Carrie in Oklahoma. So before the break, we were talking about Z Radical. And as I was saying, Z Radical contains fucoidan, which is a sea vegetable, and there are thousands of published studies on the benefits of fucoidan. Now, the thing that makes the Z Radical interesting is not just the fucoidan, but it's the rich blend of antioxidants. And when I've gone online and I've watched testimonials of people that have overcome cancer with just the fucoidan. So if you've got tumors showing up, I would attack that aggressively. Now, here's the other thing. You're going to be following the 10 bad food list. I'm assuming you know about that because your husband's a distributor, right?
Yeah, he has it somewhere. So we'll
Okay,
look it
good.
up.
Yeah, you're going to have to follow that right to the letter like it's your new religion. And
bad.
also, sorry?
I'm just repeating, Doc. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, don't call me doctor. I'm not a doctor.
I'll call you.
I work with Dr. Glidden and Dr. Wallach to help people get their health back. But here's the other deal, okay? I would also, with that, go heavy on the plant-derived minerals. Okay, plant-derived minerals. I would get 2 bottles. They're only $20 a bottle, and you can take a couple ounces of a day. But that'll kickstart a lot of things for you.
Okay, let me ask you this: how much stuff can I take at once? Because I'm taking the 90 for life. I'm taking the selenium. I'm taking the EFA. I'm taking it's like a glucosamine thing from you guys. Can I take all this other as well?
Yes.
Okay, so RTQ we sell, right? You sell Z Radical available, right?
Yep.
Okay, I have one quick question. So I have
Sure.
one to know too. If you don't use peanut oil or olive oil or any of those oils or coconut oil, how in the world do you cook bacon or eggs or anything like that?
Well, I'll tell you what, bacon's got its own fat that you can cook it in. But here's the good news, lots of butter.
Butter. Okay.
Lots
what
of
about
butter. Fat is really good for you. I'm going to get into a story on that later on. We've been convinced in this society that saturated fats are linked to heart disease. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's all based on a skewed study from a guy. Well, I'm going to get into it later on. Keep listening to the show. But yeah, cook with lots of butter.
I love butter, but I'm the only one in the family.
Get rid of the oils.
I'm the only one in the family who's not lactose intolerant.
You're what?
I can do butter, and 4 other people in the family are lactose intolerant. They cannot do dairy at all.
Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. I used to be lactose intolerant, okay? For most of my life. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the deal. If they get off the gluten and start following that healthy, the 10 bad food list and taking the 90 for life, I predict that there will come a time when that lactose intolerance will go away. It did for me.
Okay. All righty.
All right? So keep in touch with the show. Let us know how it's going, Carrie. I appreciate you calling in. And we've got Walter back on the line. Walter had called in a little bit ago, but we had some technical difficulties. That happens sometime with the internet and whatnot. How you doing, Walter?
Okay.
All right. What's up?
My doctor.
So what's
Now I
that?
need help. Huh?
You need help.
I need help. I fired my doctor, so I need. I became a distributor a few days ago. I bought the CEO 2-pack, and let me give you my condition. I'm 82 years old. I had open heart surgery. I have some blocked arteries. I want to open up those arteries. I want to go from 220 to 180. I need more energy. My TSH is too high. I want to improve my memory. I'm off of Coumadin, Pradaxa, which almost killed me, and I want to strengthen my bone and my brain, and I want to clean out the carotid arteries.
Okay, well, that's a big that's a big order, Walter, but I can help you out.
I bought the 2 CO packs, for $500.
Okay, Walter,
So what else
we've got a hard break coming up. I hear the music. I'm going to have to put you on hold one more time. Just hang on, Walter. Stick with me, and we're going to work you through this. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after this. Yo-ho, everybody. We're back, and we're live on Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. And get this. Here in central Alberta, just 45 minutes away from my town, Dr. Oz is coming to Edmonton. That's right, Dr. Oz. The guy that sucks at his job on TV every day in front of everybody, pushing allopathic reductionism, methods that don't work and actually hurt people all over the world, is coming to Edmonton. And you know what? He will probably fill Rexall Place where the Oilers play. He'll probably get thousands of idiots running out to see what his failure opinion is. And get this, he's got a ticket. He's got a contest. Win tickets with your humiliating health fail. Right? So, but here's the deal. Dr. Oz is the king of humiliating health fails. The guy had a live colonoscopy on TV, right? Yeah, it doesn't get any weirder than this. But get this, he had a live colonoscopy on TV, and they found polyps. Live with Dr. Oz. Let's go back over to Walter. How you doing, Walter?
Okay. Hello?
Hello, Walter. I had a hard time hearing you for a second there. So
Okay.
you bought into longevity. You fired your vet MD, which sounds like a pretty good idea to me. And where do you want to go?
Huh?
Where do you want to go now?
I'm going your way.
Yeah, so what are we doing?
I mean, I know I have 2 CEO packs. What else do I need for my condition?
Okay, go over it again one more time for the listeners.
No, I bought 2 CEO packs, and
No, your condition. You're got a bad heart. You got a bum ticker.
A year ago, I had heart surgery at West Haven VA. They said my heart had a 95% blockage in the main artery. I had the operation, open heart surgery, triple bypass. Then I had 6 months later, I had 2 stents put in. Then 6 months later, I had the AFib procedure. It went from regular back to regular. I felt better. And actually, my condition was getting worse and worse during the year. This is crazy. Wow. I thought, after having an operation, 2-3 months later, I'd feel great. That's not the case.
Yeah, so they just they were probably had you on a regular rotation. Every 6 months, we're going to have surgery on Walter.
They had me on Pradaxa. I checked it out on the internet. It killed over 1,000 people last year. Over 12,000 permanently injured. More lawsuits against Pradaxa, which is put out by the largest German pharmaceutical company in Germany. And this is what the goddamn VA gave me. Then they put me on Coumadin. This is crazy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. How old are you again, Walter?
What?
How old are you again?
I'm 82 years old.
82 years old. Well, you know what, man? You're the kind of people that we're looking for because it took you a long time, but you survived all those surgeries and them throwing all these useless, damaging, dangerous drugs at you. And you see the light and you're 82. So that's awesome. You want to lose some weight and you want to get your heart health back.
Yeah. And I want to have more energy and better memory. I have short-term memory problems.
You know what? We're going to take care of that. You've heard about the 10 bad food list, have you?
Yes.
Okay, you're following it.
Yes, just started it. This is all recent.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. You're on the path.
And
The
I
journey
got
of
those
1,000
two-
miles starts with one step.
Yeah, and like I said, I have the I bought for $500. I bought the 2 CEO packs, and that should arrive in the next beginning of next week. And I wanted to know what else I should add to it in order to take care of my condition.
Yeah, well, you're going to be taking about 4 ounces of the OsteoFX a day. Okay, 4 ounces of OsteoFX a day. That'll be in your pack.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you're going to be taking 4 scoops of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine per day. All right? Now, in addition to that, I'd like to see you do 6 to 9 EFAs a day. That means either 2-3 times a day or 3 times a day. And that's going to help big time with your memory loss. Your brain's an oil computer. You need those amino and fatty acids. Once you get them in, you'll notice yourself remembering things more and more all the time. In fact, a lot of people don't even notice it happening. It just happens so gradually.
I'm very in tune to my body. I'm a life coach. I graduated from MyTech.
That's awesome. So now you can take what you find with getting your own health back, and you can pass it along to your clients.
Oh, absolutely.
That's wonderful, man. So you're a vet.
I have an erection too.
Yeah. So you're a vet. You right on. 10 eggs a day, man. Can you eat 10 eggs a day?
Yeah, I started eating. The eggs. I started. I got a bit pieces here and there for information. I tried to get it all from the person that signed me up, but she wasn't of much help, except she, wanted me as a distributor.
Yeah. You know what? That's kind of a common condition in longevity. There's a lot of people running around selling it that don't really know how to use the products. So listen, Walter, if you want to become really good at this so that anybody you run into, you'll be able to pretty much dial in what they need. Go to fireyourmdnow.com or drglidden.com and become an insider. And what that'll give you, it'll give you access to countless hours of webinars where Dr. Glidden will teach you how things work and why, and how to diagnose per a body weight what to give people to take themselves and promote and support the healthy structure and function of their body and their vital systems. And what you're going to see your own health come back, Walter. At 82, you're going to be jitterbugging down the road, and you're going to see other people get their health back as well. So you're a military vet. Did you see any combat, Walter?
Not really. I mean, I was during the Korean War, but I played tennis at.
You know what? It could have been worse.
I managed a store like Staples. It was an office and supply store in Fort Lee, Virginia. Fort Dix, New Jersey, I was on a regimental tennis team. All the married guys at that time went overseas to Korea, and they came back. They said it was hell. I was lucky. It had to be a single guy who made that assignment.
Yeah, well, you know what? You just hit the lottery twice now in your life. Because holy cow, man, you're 82 and you're going to get your health back and you're going to do this. This is awesome. So, get the right information so that you know what to say to people, right?
Yeah, and I'm starting with myself and working outward.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way to do it, man. If you can't get your own health back, how are you going to help anybody else? And you know what? These methods are proven.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand business because I graduated from New York University, the School of Commerce with honors. I had the largest ethnic beauty supply house in the country in Jacksonville, Florida in the 70s, 65,000 square foot warehouse, 23 employees. So I know business, but I didn't really take care of my health. I just did, that wasn't my thing. Beauty was my thing.
That's the same for most people that are business minded. I see it all the time. Guys around here, they'll spend $70,000 on a truck, but they won't pay no attention whatsoever to their health. And you might as well be able to live long and enjoy it if you're going to accumulate a bunch of stuff, right?
Absolutely. I mean, without health, health is number one.
Number one, absolutely. Walter, this has been a great call, and I have really enjoyed talking to you, but I got a whole lot of people waiting, so I'm going to let you go, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Keep in touch with the show, Walter. We'd love to hear from you again. And we are going to go over to Mandy in Kansas, Dave in Michigan, hang on, Peleel in the Caribbean, and Padayan, I believe it is, in Nebraska. You all hang on. I want to get to your calls, but first we're going to go to Mandy in Kansas. She wants to talk about diabetes. Are you there, Mandy?
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Excellent. You know what? I couldn't possibly be better. I've got a great family. I'm nutrified. I've overcome multiple health issues in my own life, and I'm hosting a radio show for the great Dr. Peter Glidden, so I don't know how things could be better.
Well, good for you. I actually have more than diabetes. I'm actually like a medical mystery, so I'm ready to lay this on you and see what you got.
I'm really looking forward to hearing it now that you put it that way. I like a challenge. Go ahead, Mandy.
Okay, I have polycystic kidney disease, and my kidneys weigh about 10 pounds apiece, and I'm 22% kidney function. I'm about 7% away from dialysis. I have diabetes, which is type 2, but I'm insulin dependent. I have Leiden factor 5 blood clot disorder, and they put in a titanium aortic blood clot filter because I was having so many DVTs. And, of course, I have hypertension, which comes along with the kidney disease.
Yep. Okay, because the hypertension and the kidney disease both stem from the same root, but go on.
And I'm scheduled for a feeding tube on June 5th.
So, the long and short of it is that things are a mess.
Right, yeah.
And did you just come to the show? Have you been listening a little while, or what?
I've been listening all day today. My cousin Sarah actually sells longevity, and she's sitting right here, and she's wanting to know. She's on this fight to prevent me from actually dying, because that's where I'm going.
Well, she loves you. Of course she doesn't want you to die. And you've been going to doctors and getting multiple surgeries this whole time, and nothing's getting better. And now you're pretty much at the end of the rope, right?
Yeah, I'm on 30 medications.
Yeah.
Twice a day.
You know what,
And
Mandy? I hear the music. We got a break coming up, but I'm going to come right back to you after this, and let's get into it. And we'll talk to you after this. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, talking to Mandy. We'll be back after this message. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. For the break, we were talking to Mandy, and this girl is in rough shape. I mean, wow. But you know what? I don't know what a person can come back from, and I've seen unexpected results. And Mandy has a sister there that loves her very much, and they want to see about getting her health back. So, Mandy, we lost you during the break there. I'm really glad you called back in because I want to talk to you about this.
yeah, my cousin told me to call right back in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He was right. So, Mandy, how much do you weigh?
Well, I was at 280, and I'm down to 232.
You're down to 232.
Yeah,
Okay.
I lose about 5 pounds a week.
Wow,
My body's not holding any nutrition.
Yeah, so you need to do something, and you need to do it right now.
Right.
Is there anybody there, an insider with Dr. Glidden?
Well, my cousin Sarah, she's a distributor, and
Okay.
she's talked to Dr. Glidden herself.
Yeah, that's good. So what you want to do is you want to have your cousin there, or any one of you, go to Dr. Glidden's website, fireyourmdnow.com or drglidden.com, and become an insider. It costs $20. Okay, it costs $20 to become an insider. And you can just use it for that one month if you want and discontinue after that. But you want to watch the webinar on kidneys and kidney health, okay? Watch the webinar on kidney health. Like, you've got a lot of stuff that you need to kickstart in your body. You've got a massive massive mineral deficiency going on. And you're paying the price, but maybe, just maybe, because your family loves you so much, we can bring you back from this. Who knows? Your body was made by God to work, right? So, I mean, if we give it the things it needs, who knows what can happen? And at this point, you really don't have any alternative, do you?
No, I don't.
No. Have you been following the 10 bad food list, Mandy?
No, I just found out about it today, actually.
Just today?
But I haven't really been eating much food. That's why they were going to put the feeding tube in on June 5th.
Yeah. I've had, I'm dealing with a Hutterite family up in Saskatchewan, just outside of Alberta where I live. And they have a son that they're feeding these products through a feeding tube. Yeah, and he's already showing results after a month. So, you know, even if it goes that way, but you're gonna have to be really aggressive with this. Your family's gonna need to get you on 2 healthy start packs, okay? At least 2. You're gonna need a lot of calcium. You're gonna need the plant-derived minerals. If I was you, I'd do about 4 ounces a day. Okay, but I want you to
2 healthy start packs.
2 healthy start packs. Okay, you're going to need a lot of calcium. 4 ounces of OsteoFX per day. 6 to 9 EFAs per day. You getting all this?
Yep, I'm writing it down.
All right, 4 scoops of Beyond Tangy Tangerine per day. And then I'd like you to add to that 3 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. All right? 3 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals. That's per month. All right, now you're really in the weeds, Mandy, and you're facing the end, right? If you don't do something really quick. I would be really happy if you would phone back on Monday when Dr. Glidden's in and talk to him about this again. But I have a feeling that he's going to tell you pretty close to the same thing. All right?
Okay.
So, Mandy, you know, hopefully you can take in the right information and do something about your health. Your family obviously really loves you, and they want to help you out. So, like I said before, I like a challenge. I would love to hear you phone back into this show in about 5-6 months and talk about how you've lost weight and you're not on that feeding tube. If you end up going on the feeding tube, there's things we can do from there too. All right? Okay. We don't cure you. We don't heal you. This is up to you, Mandy. You've got to make this happen. So get the 10 bad food list from fireyourmdnow.com.
Okay.
And follow it as though your life depended on it, because it does. I'm going to let you go, Mandy. You take care. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Back after this. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. And that was a really interesting call we just had from Mandy. I really hope that she can take the right advice and get her health back. Nobody knows how far is too far. Only God knows that. I don't know what's too far. Dr. Glidden doesn't know what's too far. Dr. Wallach doesn't know what's too far. Maybe, just maybe, your life could be saved. Now we're going to go over to a person that's been waiting for over an hour. Is it Padayan in Nebraska? Are you there?
Toby, T-O-B-I.
Okay. Right on. How you doing?
I am good. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call today.
You know what? You hung on for so long. I felt bad for not taking your call, but I've had all these really great calls, and I want to spend time with people. Speaking of which, Palil in the Caribbean and Dave in the Thumb, hang on, Mary in Oregon. Okay, so you go ahead. What's on your mind today?
Well, I'm calling for a friend of mine. I was having a conversation with her last night. I'm kind of new to longevity. But she is a young married girl. They are trying to have a baby. They have tried for about 5 months, which, depending on how you look at it, some people that's not very long, some people it's a really long time. She went to her family physician, who also is my doctor, and have loved the guy forever. But in our conversation, she mentioned that our physician has put her on Synthroid. She's on 2.5 milligrams of Synthroid a day to somehow boost her thyroid hormone or something to that matter so that she can get pregnant quicker, which I was startled at. But she ended up getting pregnant within 2 weeks of getting on the Synthroid and then miscarried within the first 8. So I was startled, and I would like to know a better course of action for her, because I think, I don't know, I'm just kind of appalled at, and I mean, she doesn't have any thyroid issues ever. And I don't think this is the way to go, but I'm wondering if I can be maybe of some help to her.
Okay, well, here's the deal. There's an old saying amongst longevity that Dr. Wallach has gotten more women pregnant than any other guy in America. Okay?
Right.
Here's the deal. When like a large percentage of your body and brain is geared toward reproduction, right? All right, your whole hormone system, reproductive organs, brain, everything. So once the body is working in optimum efficiency in our view, all that stuff will come into play. So this is really easy, right? So, you know, you need to get her on the 10 bad food list, one healthy start pack, and Ultimate Selenium. Okay, 1 bottle of Ultimate Selenium and a healthy start pack.
Okay.
And also her husband too.
Okay.
Right? Her husband needs to do this too. And have them eat as much protein and cholesterol as they can possibly take in. Okay? The husband, tell him 8 to 10 eggs per day. Okay, 8 to 10 eggs per day.
All right.
And I want him to prepare those eggs in such a way that the yolk is soft. Cooked, but soft. Okay, and he'll feel that right away. If he can get down 8 to 10 eggs per day.
Okay.
He'll know.
I don't think he'll have a problem.
Okay, well, so it's not a problem in the first place.
Right.
But, yeah, they're both going to need to do this. And I predict that it won't be long. Like, if they're trying for it, they're both nutrified, they're going to be like rabbits.
Right. Yes. And they, like she was saying last night, they can't, they're at such a place, I mean, it just happened, so they can't try again until July. So they've got a good month and a half to work on it. So. Well,
that's a lot of time to practice.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I would do. So.
Okay, well, I will. Yeah, I think they are. I think, yes. You know, young married couples.
Probably right now. You know what?
Possibly.
Also, a good thing to do would be to get them on the plant-derived minerals.
Okay.
Because if she does get pregnant, she's going to have to build a baby inside of her, and she's going to need raw materials to do that. Like, I was just covering a story just a little while ago, and I'm in Canada, mind you, right? And but they're saying that they're expecting 1 in 10 pregnancies to result in type 2 diabetes. 1 in 10. And the reason for that is because mom is transferring over all her minerals to the baby, and she doesn't have much to begin with. So it would be prudent to nutrify the body before even going into that whole endeavor.
Right. I tried to tell her that last night. I'm like, if you start with missing pieces, you're going to pass along missing pieces. So. That's
right. Tell her, listen to the guy on the radio.
Yeah, that's what I told her. She's at work, so I told her I would make sure and send her the link so she can hear it for herself.
Well, you're doing a good job, Polly. So what has the products done for you?
I have struggled with asthma and some allergy issues and that kind of thing, and it's I'm getting better. I've only been doing it for 2 months, and my asthma is better, and Dr. Glidden has helped out a lot, and my girlfriend Shannon, I need to give a big shout out to her down in Texas. So it's I'm hoping to get my husband on it, though. He's got some bigger issues than I do with high blood pressure, and he has been convinced that he's got high cholesterol, but I disagree, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's probably low. But you know what? Yes. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I had asthma my whole life. Okay, like I was taken to the emergency room. My face was turning blue at 4 o'clock in the morning. I almost died from asthma several times. Okay, and when I started with Youngevity, all I had was the Tangy Tangerine. That's it. And it wasn't until I really started diligently following the 10 bad food list. And you know what the big game changer was for me with my lungs?
What's that?
Selenium and EFAs. You know what I'd like?
I haven't done selenium yet. Yep, I'm doing
No?
I'm doing the EFA, but no selenium yet. I haven't added that in.
How many EFAs are you doing?
12.
Okay, so you are going to get results from that. I do about 15, and I feel it right away in my lungs. So
I'm
you know what?
getting there. It's much better than it was. I was on 8, and they bumped me to 12, and the 12 I can tell a difference with 12. I'm not perfect yet, but better.
Yeah, it's getting better. Awesome. So tell your friend to listen to this broadcast.
I will.
You know, if she can get out of her bedroom for 10 minutes.
Right. Maybe they can just play it in the background.
That's right. I'll put on some piano music or something.
There we go for the break. Perfect.
You take care. Thanks for calling in. I'm going to let you go, and we're going to go all the way to the Caribbean. And this person's been hanging on for an hour as well. How are you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm okay.
Okay, what's going on?
I'm calling concerning my father. He has diabetes. And
Your father has
he is on
diabetes?
Youngevity. Yeah?
Type 1 or type 2?
Type 2.
Type 2? That's good news.
Mm-hmm. Huh?
Well, it's not good news, but it's good news in the way of if you're going to help him out using Youngevity products, or if he's going to get his health back, that's better than type 1.
Well, he's on his third package, so. And his sugar is still within 300, 400.
So what's going on?
And he started taking insulin now in order for it to go back down. So he's using the sweeties, he's using the Beyond, using the starter pack, using the sweeties. So
okay, well, keep him going.
Double up, triple up on what he's doing.
Is he following the 10 bad food list?
Huh?
Is he
yes,
following
the... He's on a gluten-free diet as well.
How is he feeling?
He ain't neither here nor there right now, but it's working so far, but we need to find out what can we do to bring down the sugar.
Okay, well, how many sweeties is he taking a day?
He takes 3 plus 3 plus 2, 26, 7, 8. 8
okay,
a day.
Okay. Is he taking any plant-derived minerals?
Plant-derived mineral, no.
Okay, I would add the plant-derived minerals to that.
The herbal rainforest.
You know what? I'm having a bit of a hard time understanding you. I'm in Canada, and you're in the
using a
Caribbean.
Magic Jack. From where I am, where we are located, we're using the Magic Jack.
Okay, so get him on a couple of bottles of plant-derived minerals besides what you're doing. Okay?
Plant-derived minerals?
Plant-derived minerals, 2 bottles. Have him take 2 to 4 ounces per day.
2 to 4 ounces per day?
Yep. All right?
Okay.
Thanks for hanging on that long. You're awesome. I appreciate your call. We're going to let you go. And we're going to go over to Dave in Michigan. Dave's my buddy. How you doing, Dave?
Hey, my brother Mike. I'm excellent. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. You're coming in pretty hot there. Can you back off your phone a little bit?
Absolutely. How's that?
That's excellent. What's up, Dave?
Well, one team, one mission, one dream, right? Mandy.
1776 worldwide.
Yeah, right. I think Doc would recommend for Mandy some Ultimate Daily tablets for her kidneys and some of them sweeties for her diabetes.
Yeah, I agree completely. You know what? I get it wrapped up in these calls, and sometimes I forget to mention things. But you know what? I'm glad you called in.
You are doing awesome. I love Fridays. I can't wait for Fridays. I love listening to you.
Oh, stop
it. Serious, man. And then the gal who called in about the butter, she can do butter, but her family can't. Tell her to use some clarified butter or ghee, GHEA.
Okay.
All the lactose is out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think you're doing a great job, and I just love listening to you, man. So
appreciate it, Dave. But like I said,
I got your back.
I appreciate that. But like I was saying with the lactose intolerance, I had that going on my whole life. But when I dropped the gluten and my small intestines started healing up, I was able to absorb all these nutrients. I can eat a whole bucket of ice cream now, and it's no problem. Like lactose intolerance, as far as I'm concerned, is a sign of a bad gut.
Right.
So, and I think a person can overcome that pretty easy.
Right, I agree with you. And she asked about how do you cook bacon and eggs. If she's eating bacon, it should be non-cured bacon with no nitrates and nitrites.
No nitrates, that's right. That's right.
Eggs should not be fried in that, so she's going to have to cook her eggs a little different.
Well, you know what I do? I boil them, or I just mix them in raw with my Tangy and OsteoFX in the morning. But 9 times out of 10, I'll boil them for about 8 minutes and 20 seconds, and I find that's the perfect egg.
I follow that same recipe.
Exact same. No kidding.
No kidding.
No wonder we're friends.
Yeah, I'm telling you, my brother from another mother.
Hey, Dave, how's your trucker friend there? How's he doing?
He is, he just got he couldn't afford all the packs he needed, but he is still on that journey. He got his stuff just yesterday, and he's taken it with no problems. He hasn't had any digestive issues, and he's heading home, and he's going to get some colloidal silver and start getting that in him and on his leg, and hopefully, he's on that.
Yeah, hopefully. Dave, I got to let you go. I appreciate your call. We got Rita in Calgary and Mary in Oregon for the last segment coming up. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Fire Your MD Now Radio. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, coming at you live from Camrose, Alberta. I am really thankful that we have Dr. Glidden's wisdom, his experience, and even more than that, Dr. Wallach. It's just a matter of chance that Dr. Glidden hooked up with Dr. Wallach, and they have taken this thing so far. And because of that, we've seen miraculous healings amongst our families and our communities. And speaking of our communities, I'm going to go over to a fellow Albertan, Rita in Calgary. How are you doing, Rita?
I'm doing okay, but I got some problems.
Okay, well, that's what we're here for. Let's see what we can do.
Okay, I started on longevity about 3 months ago.
Okay.
And before that, my irritable bowel, there was nothing that seemed to work for it. But as soon as I started taking the longevity, immediately my symptoms cleared.
Okay, so listen, with irritable bowel syndrome, have you gone gluten-free?
Yes.
Okay, that'll be a big help right there.
Egg white and not much sugar. Mm-hmm. But in the last month, they started gradually coming back. The only thing that I think that's different that I know of is I changed from the Beyond OsteoFX to the powder to the liquid.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, could that have any...
You know what? Everybody's different, and a lot of people are not getting the same effect out of the powdered OsteoFX as the liquid. So that might have been a good start, but ultimately you're just going to have to watch and take note of everything you eat and the effects that you get nearly after, or shortly after, or in the long term, and see what happens. You're going to have to treat yourself like a lab and watch what's going in and how it's coming out. And the ultimate goal is that you don't have any diarrhea or anything like that. And once that happens, you know that you're in perfect balance.
But
Am I making sense?
I have no idea what it is, and I didn't have any idea before, and I don't know what worked when I started the longevity. And the only thing that I know that I changed, and also I used to have a problem with magnesium, and there's quite a bit of magnesium, and I'm wondering if there's some difference between my magnesium absorption of the powder as opposed to the liquid.
Go with what works.
Okay, I'll go back to the powder and see what happens.
Yeah, go with what works. I mean, how are you feeling otherwise?
Like my nose is running. I have all kinds of symptoms that I had when I had the irritable bowel. And,
Okay, that sounds like you're getting some gluten somewhere in your diet. You're going to have to really dial in your diet and make sure that you're not getting any gluten, because it can sneak in salad dressings or, sauces and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to really, really pay attention to your diet and do a little bit of process of elimination and find out exactly what it is that's causing it. But you know what? I have faith that you can do that.
Yeah, I will look at that. But it's just that I've always, as soon as I started, like I could do a few things, and nothing that I did affected me or affected my bowel. As soon as I started, everything was fine. And it's just this last month, and I don't think I'm doing anything different, except
the only thing different is the liquid osteo from the powdered, right?
Yeah.
So go back to the powdered.
I will.
But here's the thing: you've got a bottle of liquid, right? You don't want to throw it out.
Yes.
You want to see if you can use it and maximize your absorption. So what I would do if I was you, if I would take an ounce of the liquid before you go to bed with orange juice to maximize your absorption. Have you tried that? Try that. Get some orange juice.
Okay.
Take an ounce of it before you go to bed with the orange juice and see if that makes a difference. Rita, I'm glad you called in. I hear the music, and that means we're at the end of another show.
I'm glad I get in before you finish, so I'm really thankful
I'm glad
for
you
that.
did too. I'm glad you hung on. Thanks a lot, Rita. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. I want to see everybody get better. I don't want to see deformed children. I don't want to see autism. I don't want to see heart disease. I want to see you build up your country and your community. Mike Phillip out. Back next Friday.